Good morning, everyone. It's 10 a.m. I'll welcome everybody to the August 16th, 2019 Commission meeting of the Limestone County Commission. Pam, do we have any public comment?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Pam, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Samet.
Here.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here. All present. Commissioner Black, would you lead us in our pledge, please?
I will.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. First on the agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the August the 5th and August 14, 2019 meeting. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Turner. Do I have a second?
Second it.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. Next on there, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $835,621.51. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Turner. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. On the resolution order, I'll ask, no, wait a minute, do we have any conflicts of interest with anything coming from the commission today? With everybody's silence, I'll take that as a no. Next, under here on the resolution order, I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution committing to the 2020 Census Partnership with the U.S. Census Bureau. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Harrison. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Under contracts, grants, and agreements, I'll ask for a motion to approve TVA Cooperative Agreement Number 5516760 for routine cleanup pending county attorney approval. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Turner. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve agreement with the Mental Health Center of North Central Alabama Incorporated to continue providing an on-site juvenile court liaison for 40 hours a week beginning October the 1st, 2019 through September the 30th of 2020 at a salary of $58,905 annually. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Third on here, I'll ask for a motion authorizing the chairman to execute a grant agreement for Pryor Field Regional Airport for the Federal Aviation Administration to rehabilitate cracks, repair, seals, and coat mark runway number 1836. The U.S. maximum obligation is $585,699. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Turner, second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Fourth on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution and agreement with the City of Huntsville for the improvements to the Greenbrier Parkway Phase 4 project in Limestone County. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Fifth on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution and agreement with the City of Huntsville for improvements to the Greenbrier Parkway Phase 5 in Limestone County. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Turner, second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Samet.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We have no budget revisions, no budget purchases. Under board appointments, I'll ask for a motion to reappoint Brian Johnstone to the Pryorfield Regional Airport Authority Board with a term ending September the 30th of 2013. Do I have such a motion?
That's 2023.
23.
2023, sorry about that.
It's all right.
Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to lay this on the table and take this up at the next meeting, the September the 3rd meeting. I've got several calls into people about the Water Authority, and they haven't called me. That actually was one calling me back. I need to make sure that this is the best for the Airport Authority.
With the Water Authority?
Airport Authority.
Oh, okay.
We use that Water Authority.
Did I say Water?
Yes, you said Water Authority.
Yeah, you
Well,
did.
Yes,
you know,
The,
similar situation.
do we have a second on the tabling?
And another reason why is the airport manager has only been in that position for 2 weeks, and there's some issues coming up with, and we can take this up at the next meeting. His appointment doesn't end on till September the 30th, and we've got 2 more meetings that we can take it up at, and that will give me time to do more investigation.
Do we have a second on the tabling the motion?
Does the table require a second?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it requires a second, but
Yes, it does.
to get into the rules, it actually sounds like he's making a motion to postpone.
Postpone. Okay.
Postpone, and that's what you're
Okay, yeah,
describing.
right, because I issued a date,
Postpone to the
yeah,
next meeting.
Was this
Make a
something that
motion.
came up since we had the,
Wednesday, something came with, that, I've made several calls, and some people have not called me back yet.
So I still need a motion
Yeah,
to,
it'd be a
It would be a
second on the
motion.
second on the motion to,
Postpone to a later, do I need to specify to
Well, I
September
think
the
you've
3rd?
already specified the.
yeah, you
next
specified to
day.
the next
Right,
meeting.
okay.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second on the motion to postpone.
Do I have a second on the motion to postpone it?
I would urge you to do that.
Motion fails to carry. So, any more discussion? No discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
aye?
Commissioner Samet,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Nay.
Motion carries 3-1. All right, under award of bids, I'll ask for a motion to approve the 4 bids below. The first one is for liquid asphalt with Argon. The next one would be with IMS Enterprises, and the third one will be MIS Enterprises, and the fourth one was with Brad Slater Construction for the EMA building, as listed below. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second? A second by Commissioner Samet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Samet,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. All right, under personnel action, first here, I'll ask for a motion to hire Candace Wilson as a corrections officer pending a drug screening. Do I have such a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Turner, a second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Samet,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to hire Caleb Ryan as a deputy pending a drug screening. Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Turner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Samet,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Fourth on here, I'll ask for a motion to hire Ethan Wilson as a part-time laborer in District 2, pending a drug screening. Do I have such a motion?
Can we do 3 and 4 together?
Yes, we can. If
You
want.
can.
Since it's both
Okay,
in my
both in
district.
both districts. We'll take up both personnel actions, part-time employees in the same one, which on the other one would be to hire Charles McGrew. Do I have such a motion for these two
I
employees?
make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Turner. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Samet,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Fifth on here, I'll ask for a motion to hire Caleb King as a groundskeeper / campgrounds attendant for the Parks and Recreation Department, depending on drug screening. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Turner. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Sixth on here, I'll ask for a motion to transfer Hunter Gatlin from a temporary employee to a full-time as a vacancy and equipment operator in District 3. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Turner. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Seventh on here, I'll ask for a motion to suspend the rules of order to add a personnel matter to the agenda. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Second by Commissioner Sammet. Any discussion?
The van driver, which van driver is it?
It's, what happened was, we had the job opening, it didn't get,
Got to have,
Oh.
got to call the roll first.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And then take up the.
Sure.
okay.
Yeah. I
All
thought
right.
he said.
I'll call for the
discussion.
vote.
Yeah, okay.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Seventh on here, well, I'll ask for a motion to hire Surrender Ball as a full-time van driver pending a drug screening. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Harrison. Any discussion? And with
Yeah.
the discussion on this, what happened was it didn't get turned. We had the job and she didn't get the thing back in time to get on the agenda for Wednesday.
Okay, what van driver? Is it?
Council on Aging.
Council on Aging,
Okay,
COA.
this is- Okay,
Yeah, it was a COA job.
this doesn't have anything to do with okay,
No, nothing to do with it, nothing else.
the kidney van.
Nothing.
All right.
Any more discussion? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At this point, I'll turn over to Mr. Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, we have a subdivision on here today for your consideration. It is Heritage Woods subdivision. This is in District 2. It's a major subdivision, 32 lots. This is on the south side of Branch Road. It's kind of south and east of Branch Road. So it meets all of our requirements for the major subdivision for preliminary approval.
You sure it ain't north of Branch Road?
No, it's south. It's south.
Okay.
It's between Branch Road and 72.
Oh, so this not on, it's a new one.
So how many do you have to the north?
About that many? Ain't that right? The one right to the north of Branch Road is about 30-something lots too, isn't it?
Is it there? Oh, you're talking about Brown Road. There's one on Brown Road that's about like that. You got them all over the place out there,
Yeah.
Steve.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
All right, I'll ask for a motion.
Fire
I'll ask for a motion to accept the subdivision as presented by Mr. Massey.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Turner.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sammet. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Motion carries unanimously. Anything else, Mr. Massey?
Also have for your consideration the fiscal year 2020 transportation plan. We presented it Wednesday. This is for the Rebuild Alabama funds, the new tax, the gasoline tax that was placed. We're required every year by August 31st to put a plan together for the next year. So this would be next year's, a plan for next year's allotment.
Good deal.
All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve the Transportation Act 2020 as presented by Mr. Massey. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Harrison. Second by Commissioner Sammet. Any discussion?
And Mark, basically, that gives each district like 185,000 roughly
This year.
this
Yeah.
year. Okay, that will increase a little bit the following years.
Yes.
Okay, but this one
Yeah,
is
for
just
the next 3
2010.
years, it will increase just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. Thank you very much.
Any more discussion? No more discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We have no other business. All right, on the scheduled public hearings, I'll ask for a motion to approve to set public hearing on September the 16th, 2019, to consider vacating a portion of Hampton Lane in District 3. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Black. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Turner. Any discussion?
I have the people that are interested in this, they're filling out the paperwork to turn in to Mark Massey, and this was at at the request of the landowner.
All right. Thank you. Any more discussion? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve to set public hearing on September 26, 2019, to consider vacating a portion of Buzzard Roost Road in District 4. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Harrison. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Black. Any discussion?
This is basically a portion of this road that we're vacating or proposed to vacate is kind of it's a non-navigable road for anything other than four-wheel drive, and it's been a place for garbage dumping, and all the property owners on both sides of that road are in agreement. So we'll have that public hearing, but that's kind of what prompted this.
Is this where Mark Jackson's property is?
Not Mark. He's not one of the ones.
He just talked something about that road, and I didn't know if that was where it was located or not.
Now, Mark owns down Shortcut Road.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Any more discussion? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Sammet?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At this point, I'll turn it over to Port Officers. Commissioner Sammet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank our legislative delegation for this Rebuild Alabama, those projects that we just approved. We couldn't do those without this. This is the gas tax money that's to be used, and it's projected money, and I just want to thank we couldn't do it without our legislative delegation. And also I want to thank Mark for the hard work he's put into this to take a road and put a figure on it to get it down to a point to where we can work with it. I really appreciate that, because that takes a lot of effort, and I really appreciate it. But we're going to see good things happen, I think, across the state with this money, and I really appreciate all of our legislators in Montgomery. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Sammet. Commissioner Turner.
Yeah, I'm like Darrell. I'm glad to see some projects going to be happening over the next year or so. Currently today, somebody evidently hit the caution light at the intersection of Capshaw and Jones Road, and it's a little low. So if you got a tall vehicle going through there, but we're in the process. The engineering assistant's out there right now trying to get somebody lined up to come and get it back up to normal height. So if you got a tall vehicle, be careful at that intersection. Watch the light.
Thank you, Commissioner Turner. Commissioner Black.
Same thing both of them said. Thank you for the money. Thank you for standing up for what we really need is more money to be able to fix these roads and make them safe to all the people in Montgomery that were for it. We're just doing routine work. We got a bush hog fixed. We're just doing what we normally do this time of year, just trying to play catch up. So just be patient. We're coming around. We're cutting. And we'll get to the locations that need to be cut. Those that are really high to intersections, we've gone around with weed eaters, cut those down, especially the stop signs and areas like that. If you have any questions or concerns, give us a call. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Black. Commissioner Harrison.
Yeah, I want to thank Mark for the work that he's done, hard work he's done to put together this plan. That's a requirement by the bill, the Gas Tax Act, that he put together a plan. And this is segregated money away from our regular gas tax money. And like I said, it's like $185,000 per district. And what in the plan, it spells out what I'm doing next year is the portion of New Cut Road from Highway 99 to Blackburn Road, Blackburn and Tillman Mill, that intersection. That's all that could go. That's all the money. That's all we could do with that money. And the rest of the New Cut, we're going to try to address that in the following year with that money. So we will Band-Aid that portion of the road that's not getting that we won't be able to do next year, but and try to keep it to the following year where we can do that. So I want to thank Mark for the hard work putting together that plan. We're out on Quinn Road fixing those patches, and we've got a number of others where we put in drainage pipe that we're working on. My crew is out on Lentzville Road digging out base failures. We're going to try to go ahead, since we're not getting the milling machine until the end of the month. We're going to try to go ahead and fix those patches that my crew fixed. Go ahead and plant mix those and smooth those out beforehand while we're waiting on the milling machine. I do want to address this issue about my request to postpone or lay on the table. I would request of my fellow commissioners that any time that someone asks when it does not affect or won't affect and you've got the time to do it, to give more consideration and to gather more information, that you do that. I would do that for y'all. If any of y'all requested more information or time to do more information, from the time that I entered this office, I saw that, hey, you've got from Wednesday to Monday on the things that are that to do any kind of investigation that you need to do to make the right decision. And this one was presented on Wednesday, and here it is on Friday. That's even less. And all I was trying to do, Mr. Johnson may be the right guy for this position. I don't know at this point, but I do know some things about the airport authority and people that are trying to, make some decisions there for the best interest of the people that use that facility. And there are things going on. With possible annexation. There's a lot of issues here that I needed time to see what's going on. And all I was asking for time. And in her letter on this email, it says a board appointment would need to be on the work session agenda for September the 11th for consideration of a commission meeting on September the 16th. It could have been done like this. September 11th. It's plenty of time. Okay? And I don't see the reason of rushing through a board appointment. We've seen, as with the Water Authority, I tried to, and I think history has proven me right on that. So anytime a commissioner just asks for extra time, you need to give it to them. I would do the same for any of y'all. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Harrison. I just want to thank everybody for coming today. Echo what everybody else has said. I want to thank Mark for all the hard work he's put behind this. I know he's put a lot of long hours at the office till late at night working on this project, and it does take and it's a team effort. I mean, I know him and all of his staff down there have done a great job putting this together. And I want to thank everybody for coming today. Just everybody be careful out there. And with all that, we'll recess until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, August 18th, 2019 at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex, 310 West Washington Street, Athens, Alabama. Thank y'all.